All right, should be good, and we should be live. All right, let me go ahead and do this. Go to live dashboard. First of all, hit the music. All right, and we need to do this. All right. I'll put jam time, slam time in the notification squad for the people on the Discord. All right. And just like that, let's begin. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Jam, my job application manager. It has been a little bit of time, and I have good news. There has been some serious progress on Jam. As you can see, if I go ahead and run it, please come up. Don't make me look like a dumb person. As you can see, it actually comes up with the tab. You can create an application. It'll come up nice and easily. You can reuse companies if you want. You can go ahead and if you do decide to reuse a company, you can go ahead, like if I use this one, I can open it up and now I can go ahead and access its actual stuff. Like if I click on that, it actually opens up Google for me. So yeah, a lot of progress. You can save everything, and they're all available in a view applications thing. And yeah, so far a lot of progress has been made. I would say I so far have the minimum viable product. The main thing that's missing now is there's three main things. One, right now you can open up companies. Like you can see I can open up Foo, and it's right here. You can see its password that turns on and off. So that works fine. You cannot do that to applications though. So I need a way for you to open up applications. You can edit applications. Like if I go ahead and open up this application right here. Sorry, not open, edit. You can see that it actually comes up with an augmentation screen. This is for things like I want to change the company. I want to change the things that get automatically set, like when was this application created. Most likely you won't really need to fiddle with this too much. You won't need to fiddle it with anything outside of this, but like if I applied for a place, my application is sent, but then I get a text back, I can say, oh, someone manually reviewed it, and then it'll update that. And it'll also update the last updated time. So that's nice. But that's the edit menu. So the next thing to do is to make an open menu sort of like this instead of just the edit menu. The other two things are quick stats and settings. These two things shouldn't be too hard, to be honest, especially with the infrastructure that I already have. But, it'll take a little bit of time. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing tonight. Just a little bit of fun programming. We have someone who's joined. I see you. I have no idea who you are, though, because you haven't typed in chat yet. But yeah, a lot of progress on this. All right. So I'd say the first thing I want to do is I want to make the application viewer. Since I've already made the company viewer, it would make sense to do the application viewer next. So in order to do that, let's go ahead and create a new WinForm, another form. So we'll go ahead, add form, Windows form. So I called the company viewer the company viewer, so I'll call this an application viewer. Application viewer. There we go. All right, and we'll also open up its actual viewer port. Open with. There we go. So now what we'll do is we need to actually design a good looking thing, a good looking window. And that's actually going to be a little tricky to do because of images. With the company viewer, I could just essentially have a list of everything that you put in and then an info block at the bottom. Something nice and simple that you can put on the side. I could do that for the application viewer, but the biggest issue with that is that with the application viewer, I want you to be able to paste images. And images, they can be pretty big. So if you have everything else take up this much space and then the images take up this much space, a lot more, that's a problem that I need to think about. Personally, I might honestly basically just make a copy of what I did for the editor and just have a non-editable version. Like what I did for the editor is this, where this is the editor. Also, you can see if I put in an image, like if I screenshot, I have no idea if this will actually come through on the recording. But if I take a screenshot like this, I can paste it in, and you can see it's pretty big. You can scroll down though. Move the scroll bars around. So it works. I kind of want to make a nicer one, but like I don't really know how to do that. I don't know how I could make a better system than this. I don't know. I mean, obviously I can get rid of some of these buttons. Like I can get rid of this button here to open up resume files. I can get rid of this button here to open up, well, I do need a button to open up the cover letter. But I can get rid of this and this button. So I will have a little more room. So I guess there is that. But I think I will basically go with a copy of this. But I also do need to feature the augmentations tab as well. Like the information of what company it's with, which creation time it has, that sort of thing. But it's basically just this. Let me go ahead and take a screenshot of this. That way I can just basically copy it. Let me open that up. Snipping tool is so nice. Oh wait, but this covers that. It covers my chat. I can't see the chat like this. What if I do this? That'll work. Wait, what? Oh, it doesn't fit. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's dumb. That's so dumb. I can't fit both the chat and this on one monitor. That's so dumb. Alright, whatever. I did the opposite of what I wanted to do. Don't worry, no one has said anything in chat. You know what? I know this stuff well enough. That's a lie. I always forget. There's too much stuff to remember it all. I mean, I can just switch back and forth. It doesn't really matter. So first thing that we're going to need is we're going to need to, first of all, I want to rename this. First of all, get rid of the icon. I kind of want to make a separate icon for each of these, like a different color of jam. But I'll wait to do that. So icon. We also need to change the text from application viewer without a space to application viewer with a space. Next, we'll add in a table layout panel. We need to dock this in the actual thing so it fills the entire page. I think we will have two columns, one for the images and one for the actual information. We could do it as one big column, but I feel like that's too much of a waste. Like, it will be very big. It'll be very tall if you do that. You know, it'll be like probably twice as big as the company just because of images. So I think it does make sense to have two columns for this. And I think we will actually make it kind of offset. Well, actually, no. We do need we need four. We need four columns. And the reason we need four columns is for images, we just need the images column. Because we have the word images, and then below that we have the actual images in a flow layout panel. And we can open those individually by right-clicking them. I think I'll implement the same control basically as I did for the edit. The issue is with the other ones. With the left side, we need to have the name of the thing on one, then we need the actual data, and then we need buttons, or an open button to be specific. Because for something like the cover letter, we need to say, this is a cover letter. Then you have the name of the cover letter, the name of the file that you had, and then you have a button, which if you press it, it opens the cover letter. Resume, we only need one button though. Unlike like in the editor, we needed three buttons because you had a button for opening a cover letter, which then sets it. You had a button for deleting the cover letter if you wanted to delete it. Here we only need one button, so it's a lot smaller, but we still do need that. So we'll have four columns. So let's go ahead and add them. We'll have them set to percent for right now. Left one can be absolute, probably like 100 or so. I'm going to say 150 for right now. I did not want to save it yet. The second column does need to be a percentage, but it probably can be like 20%. This column can probably be like 80%. This is going to be the image column. This one should be absolute as well. It'll be 50 because this is going to be the button column. Then in terms of rows, yeah, I'm just gonna take a snapshot of it. It's dumb to not, even if I have to miss a couple of chat messages. Some of you might not be read in immediately, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make. Alright, so for this one, what we need to do is we will need more rows in this because we also have the augmentations to put in. But that's fine. These can be all absolute. We'll set them to 50 for right now. Some of them might need to be changed though in the future, depending on if it's a double line or not. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we need how many for the augmentations? Well, we'll need one for your company, one for the time that you created, one for the last time you were edited, and one for the actual status. And this isn't the order that they're in. This is just the amount. So I get the amount right. And we need one final row, actually, because we need a place for the done button. So we do need one more button, or one more row. I think this is too small. Yeah. Oh, one of these needs to be a percentage-based one. because otherwise it'll just do the last one. Probably the second to last one's going to be info. So we can just say that this is going to be a percentage. So that'll be 100% of the remaining space, which right now is less than everything else. So we will need to make that larger. To be honest, people probably won't use this much. And that's because, again, it's so close to the editor. People will probably use the company one, because for the company one, let's say I'm making a new application. I'm going to apply to Microsoft. I've already applied to Microsoft, so I have a Microsoft account that I need to log into. So I go ahead and reselect Microsoft, and then I can hit the open button in the company editor. Like, if I can show you that right now. If I'm here, I create an application. I'm reusing company, and I'm reusing FluBar or Full Test Company. Who cares? Oh, but I have an account with Full Test Company. What's my password? I can open this up and it'll have that, and I can just say, okay, here it is. What's my email? What's my password? And I can get that information. You don't really need that for applications. This is more of a quality of life thing, though, so you can more cleanly see things. It still will be nice to have, but I don't think it'll be used that much, I guess is the best way to put it. I think the columns are a little off balance. Like, I know I made it 2080, but like, yeah, it's a little much even for me. I think it should be like 3070. Give the field a little bit more space. Um, To save myself some time while doing the tab layout, let me actually think about how I would want your tab to go here. First of all, let me go ahead and make sure I have everything. So we have position, link, application type. Oh, wait, I think I actually did it wrong. Because I have an extra row here for other. We don't need that. So we can delete one of the rows. So we're going to have position, link, application type, location, salary, your resume that you sent, your cover letter that you sent. Info's down there. Then we're going to have the status of it, your creation time, your last edit time. That's still one too many. Did I miscount? You have position, link, application type, location, salary, resume, cover letter. Oh, I think I forgot to say the company that you're with. Then you have the status, the creation time, the last edit time, info, and then done. Okay. So yeah, we're good. This is correct. Most likely. But I probably forgot something, so who knows. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and start putting stuff in. How do I want the tab controls to work? I guess I just want them to go, yeah, just down, because you're not really going to have any tab controls for the images. You'll have to right-click on those. Yeah, because I have to use it to click invent in order to set which image you're editing in the first place. So yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So we'll have a label here. I guess I should put in all the labels first. Well, actually, yeah, we can just do that. So we're gonna have labels here, here. We do not have a label here. We will have a label here. But that'll be last. So we need to do it in order so the tab control works correctly. So yeah, next we'll go here. The next one, so I think it should go. You have a name of the position, you have the current status of this application, then you have on one hand, I want to say you should have your creation time and your company and all that stuff. What is the correct order? Hmm. I kind of think company should be second, in fact. Hmm. I think it should be. Because if I have something that says software developer, the next thing I want to know is who am I being a software developer for? Who is this for? Software developer doesn't tell me anything. It doesn't tell me who am I working for. If the next thing is Microsoft, that helps tell me it. I think the next thing should be company. In that case, we need a label to tell us that it's for Microsoft, and then we actually need a button because this will be an open button, so you can quickly open Microsoft's page, or not Microsoft's page, but the page of the Microsoft company that you have. So next we'll have a label. So I think the next most important thing that you really want to know is, am I even still eligible for it? Where am I? Because if I'm flushed from the position, I don't care about what the rest of this says. If I just got an interview, if it says interview tomorrow, I need to know that. So I think the current status is the next most important thing. In which case that's a label. I should start naming these. I'm not going to name them, but I'll change the text. So this will be position, colon. Next, we're going to have text. This is going to be company. That is not how you spell company. I am dumb. That's going to be company. Company colon, gosh darn it. All right. This next one's going to be what is your status? What is your application status? Now, in terms of last update and creation time, to be honest, creation time doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Like, when are you really going to say, man, I really need to know when I created this application? Now, it does matter when you last updated it. Because if you've last updated this 6 months ago, you know it's basically worthless. You know you probably aren't going to hear back from them. If it says a week ago, then maybe it's a time to follow up with them. So the time is actually quite important. The last update time, I think, should be next, which is kind of weird, but I think it makes the most sense. What did I call last update? Probably. Let me see what it's called here. In augmentations, it's called last update time. Yeah, that's fair. I am very creative. So last update time. That's a double liner. I don't know if I want these to be on separate lines. Because if you make them 2 lines, it's better to make them bigger. You have to make the row bigger, which is fine. We can do that. I don't know if I really want to do that though. We can adjust all that stuff later though. First things first is to get all these in. So next up, for last update time, we could use a datetime picker, but we really don't need it. We can just use a label for this. Um, what is the next thing that you will need? I think now we can start going down the list of things that you really need. Like, what is a link to the position? What's a link to the job? What application type is it? Yeah, that sort of stuff. Oh, whoops. I forgot to put this in. Then we have the label. So then this is going to be what application type is it? And then capitalize it. All right, there we go. Application type. We do not need an other row, obviously. Next up, we'll have the location. Keep on forgetting the colons on these. Salary. Next up is the resume. This will need an open. Yeah. That is a label. I need a button. Technically, I need a button to open the resume on the application editor as well. But I can do that later. Probably do that later tonight, honestly. So yeah, cover letters next. All right. Label, button. Actually, I think I did this wrong. This is tab index 21. This is tab index 18. I'm going to delete these two. These should be text boxes. And the reason they have to be text boxes is because they can be very long. With something like the company name, the status, the last update time, like these aren't going to be very long fields. Well, that's actually a good point. Yeah, actually I think I can stick with a label. And the reason I think I can stick with a label is actually because I'm only going to really display the file name, I think. Should I display the whole file path? Nah, because I'm not using the file path. Doesn't make sense to use the file path. Okay. So lastly, we have the creation time. All right. Info. This does need to be a text box. I'm starting to disagree with myself. I have them as text boxes here in the editor. I think they should be text boxes here. Let's put them in the right place. So these should be right before the buttons. Okay. And the tab index of this is 17, so this should be 18. All right. That's good. This will be the info text box. All right. Now we're going to have a label right up here. And then a flow layout panel right here. This will be for images. Backup images. And then we're going to have a button right here. This will be the done button. All right. Now we have everything that we should need. So now we just have to do a whole bunch of fun stuff. Now we just basically need to turn this into an actual document. And that's going to involve a lot of docking. So we're going to dock that there. We're going to dock this here. And we're just going to basically do that for everything. Speaking of docking, Switch 2 got announced, and it has a curved dock. To be honest, the Switch 2 seems interesting. I'm glad that it finally got announced, but man, it was disappointing. Its announcement trailer, I think, was really disappointing. I don't think it was the worst thing ever, but I think it could have been so much better. Like, with the Switch was such a monumental thing, and what's the best way to put it? Coming from the Wii U, which was so gimmicky, like, 2 screens is cool, and it was used in a lot of cool games, but there is no denying the fact that it was gimmicky, and that a lot of publishers were scared away from the Wii U because of how gimmicky it was. With the Switch, it just clicked immediately. This is a portable console, a console on the go. You can just pick it up, walk out with it, and it's a portable one. It's such a simple concept, and I think its hardware sold itself. The Switch 2 is competing with that now. Nothing competed with the Switch until the Steam Deck. It really had a clean sweep. No competition. But then, once the Steam Deck showed up, obviously it did have competition, but even then, it had a huge starting bias. Are you going to buy the Steam Deck, which only you own, or are you going to buy the Nintendo Switch that everyone already owns? You know, that sort of thing. The Switch 2 doesn't have that. It is competing with both the Steam Deck, but also the Switch. They really need to show you own a Switch. What they needed to say was, you own a Switch, and that's great. However, this new console is so much better that you need to buy it, even if you already have a Switch. Because there's not enough people who are Nintendo fans who don't have a Switch. And I think that really is what hurt them. That and the leaks. In my opinion, they could still salvage the Switch 2, but in order to do that, they need to have a Nintendo Direct and say, here is the Switch 2. The Switch 2 is so powerful. Here are 20 games that are really good. They look super good. They have 30,000 hours of content between them or something. These are massive games that can only exist on the Switch 2. You need to buy this console. They have to do that. If they don't, I do fear that they will end up with another Wii U on their hands. I don't think it'll be as bad as the Wii U, even if they don't do that, because it's hard to be as bad as the Wii U. I mean, the Wii U, again, it's gimmicky. There are so many publishers who didn't get it, who are like, why would we, what is this? How do we design a game using this weird, clunky gamepad? I mean, the Switch is essentially just a game controller with a monitor inside of it. So, I mean, like, that's the big thing. At least for me. I think they can do it, but will they do it? I don't know. Alright, so next thing that we need to do is we need to extend everything out. So, like, this column span needs to be 2. That sort of thing. That way, as many labels get as much space as they can. I will say there's another thing that really scares me about the Switch 2. That being, they didn't show a price. That's a little scary for me. That's kind of a lot scary. Because I think that if it was $300, like the Switch, they would have shown that, and they've been like, look at this. It's just as expensive as the Switch. It's only as expensive as the Switch. It's not a huge investment. You can buy it easily. And that would have been a huge win in their court. They could have done that, but they didn't. And I think because they didn't do that, we can infer that the price is going to be bad. I don't think it'll be too bad. I mean, Nintendo's never had really expensive consoles. Like, I don't think it's going to be PS5 levels of priciness, but I mean, like, it's probably going to be $400, probably $500, honestly. I don't know. But the fact that they didn't show the price, I don't know. This is it'd be one thing if this was a general Switch 2 Direct where they show, oh, here's the console, here's the games. This wasn't that. This was specifically a hardware presentation. This is all about the hardware. And one of the most important things about hardware is the price. And if you're not going to show the price, I don't know. Little sus, if I say so myself. I don't think it'll be bad, honestly. But it is something I'm worried about. Because, you know, I mean, like, think about it this way. You are a parent of 5 or 3 or whatever. I don't know. You're a parent of some kids. Your kids have Nintendo Switches. They come to you and say, we want this. We want this Switch too. And in this economy, you don't have a lot of money. And you have to go ahead and decide between, you know, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to buy my children Nintendo Switch 2s. And the Nintendo Switch 2 is like $500, and they already have a Switch. I think there's going to be a lot of parents who just are like, I can't suck up that cost for something that is just another one. You know, with something like the PlayStation 5, I think a lot of people bought it because they're adults. This, you know, I think, I don't have evidence to back this up, but just going from my gut feeling, I feel like Nintendo has more children as fans than like the PS5. Like, if you were to look at the age distribution of Nintendo, you probably have a lot more children who play it compared to the number of adults. Whereas with PS5, I bet it's probably a lot more in the adults' favor. I don't know, though. I don't know the statistics. But I mean, it's just because of Nintendo's marketing. And in that scenario, you know, if it's too expensive, I think it's going to really hurt them. I don't know. I'm kind of speaking out my ass on this. Again, I don't think that Switch 2 is a total failure. I don't think it's going to be another Wii U. But I don't think it's going to be another... Ironically, I don't think it's going to be another Switch. Despite that being literally what it is. Unless they pull the ship around, Nintendo is heading in a very scary direction, in my opinion. And I mean, it could just be the curse. You know, Nintendo 64, massive hit. GameCube, massive failure. Wii, massive hit. Wii U, massive failure. Switch, massive hit. Switch 2, massive failure. You know, it's that we're so back, it's so over cycle. You know, they get complacent with high sales and then they just do it again and it fails and then they have to actually put their butts in gear. Who knows? Alright, so let's go ahead and edit the text on all these. We can just delete it. Doesn't really matter. I mean, for all I know, it could just be like the Nintendo 3DS XL. And it could be really good. Again, I have no evidence to support my claim. But I don't know. I will say Mario Kart 9 looks fine, I guess. We didn't really see much about it besides, yep, it's a Mario Kart. I know a lot of people have been talking about like the Donkey Kong redesign, but I mean, we saw him in the movies. He looks fine, I guess. I don't really have any complaints about that. There should be a display type here. Maybe not. Alright, whatever. Let's get an image, properties, open. Yeah. Cover letter will have an open button as well. This one needs multi-line to be on. Also, I forgot about this. In the editor, for this box and for the company box, I need to have scroll bars enabled. I think. Does it automatically make scroll bars? I don't think it does. I don't believe it automatically makes scroll bars. Nope, it does not. Yeah. That's really easy to add, thankfully. I mean, it's literally just a property of the box. Should be up here, yep. Scroll bars. Vertical. We'll do that for company as well. Do I have that for the company viewer? I do, okay. Oh, I just realized something. Ooh. Hold on. If I go ahead and create an application, and I want the company to be I want it to have a very long password. Also make a very long email just to test something. Long text. If I go ahead and view, long text, open it. Wait, what the heck? So it works here. So I must have bugged my code. So let's end it with L. You know, you gotta surround your L's with W's. Or the other way around. I don't know. So if we save this, how does this look? So the email, it does not extend all the way. Unless you actually extend this. Why is the password not working? That's so weird. I mean, that should be working. What? And it... What the hell? Why is it only updating when I do that? That is so weird. Like, I literally copy and pasted my code from the other view buttons. I do not understand why this company viewer, why it is having issues like this. If I move it, so I click it, so now it should be updated. But it updates when I move it. What the hell? Wait. No. Hold on. No, it's not that. I was about to say it could be the fact that it's the on paint event from these, because the the application selector overrides the on paint event, but it can't be that because this is a show. This is using a separate thread, I'm pretty sure, from this. So the on the paint event shouldn't be affecting it. I got no clue on why this one's being so dumb. Let me try opening it in File Explorer. I mean, like, it's weird here, too. Let me go ahead and build this. I want to rebuild solution. Okay, we're fine. So let me go ahead and open this in here. Jam, bin, debug, Windows, jam.exe. So let's go ahead and open up this. Our long text will open up. Wrong one. Nope, it's still having the bug. What the hell? What? Huh? I've never seen that. Like, I can understand it being broken in the Visual Studio Editor because it's Visual Studio and everything made by Microsoft turns to shit. You know, they have the shit Midas touch. But, like, how do you screw up in... This is a built application. How does it screw up like this? How? What? What? Huh? And like it's flickering here? What the hell is going on? Why, hello there, Illuminator. Glad you can make it. Thank you for joining us. Yes, this is Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story because that OST is so good. Yeah, I don't know why. I'm gonna be honest. I got no clue on this one. I mean, the good news is this one you can always extend. For application, it matters more because with application, there, maybe I should do that. I probably should actually. I think I should actually include a split divider for the application. That's more annoying, but I think it's necessary. So if you do screw something up, you can reorganize. Yeah. I think that would be smart. But yeah, it's like not flickering here. Like, what? What is wrong with this stupid idiot thing? Like, here's the password view button. It looks at the text box or the value and it says, does it have the character? No. If it does, then it sets it to the character. If it does... What? I don't know. Like, this is on the on-click event. How can this be screwing up like this? Why is this like this? Like, is it something in the document outline? Why can I not scroll up? What is... I don't know what's... It's Microsoft Visual Studio. It's Microsoft, all right. It's Microsoft. What can I say? If this screws up my build, I actually do need to fix it, though. That's a bug for later, though. I don't even know where to begin with this one. I'm not touching it. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. Okay. So we have the application viewer. Wait, what? Oh, this is the designer. Okay. I was wondering why it was like that for a second. Okay. All right. So good news. We should be able to move everything over, I think. Basically everything. We will have to delete or separate the backup images. But I mean, that's fine. So let's undock this. Dock is going to be set to none. Then we're going to go up here. We're going to add in a split container, I think. Yep. And of course, I can't just put it in here. I have to specifically tap in here. That's fine. And then we'll put this table layout panel in container 1. What? Why is the table layout? Oh, because of... Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So the dock of split container should be full. Now it's like nothing changed. But now we need to go ahead and take you. We need to take the button and move that out. I said out, not into the, not get out, 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 get out. Oh my God. Maybe if I put it like right here, it'll recognize that it needs to leave. It did not. In fact, it went into another one. All right, can you go like out of it entirely so you stop being stupid and idiotic, please? There you go. That was so hard. And we do actually need another table layout panel in here. Um, this one is just going to have a row count of 2. That is correct. First row is going to be 50. Other one's going to be 100. Columns, we only need 1. Dock all the way. All right, and then the flow layout panel goes right here. Oh, yeah. Wait, what? What? Hey, you. Why are you in row 11? What? Why did this go to row 11? I think it literally created 11 rows just so it could go to row 11. Why it did that, I don't know. It's dumb and idiotic. What can I say? Did it? Yeah, it created all these rows. Goodbye. All right. We're getting there. Now we need to take this table layout panel right here. We need to go ahead and remove the second 2 columns. Hey there, welcome to the stream, Golden Guy 1000. No, this is Jam, a job application manager that I'm making. I was originally making this so I could get a job, but I have a job now. I was actually able to get one. So right now but I do want to finish it up because I want to make this open source as sort of a thank you to everyone else in the open source community. But yeah, the icon for this is jam. I tried to make it like a jar of jam, but instead of like jammed radishes or whatever people jam, I made it jammed job applications. So there's literally like job applications wrapped around inside of the jar because I know it's a pun. Right now, I'd say I have a minimum viable product, but I do want to finish up the rest of it. The free things that I really have left are 1, this application viewer that I'm doing right now, 2, a quick stats menu for you to quickly access things that might not be easily accessible. Like, oh, I filled out my skills on my resume, but now when I'm filling out the application, they want a list of all my skills so that I can just copy and paste from my quick stats menu directly into the application. And the last thing is a settings menu for you to set your password, as well as for you to, what's the right word? To copy and save your data externally. Because right now everything's encrypted to your hard drive, or encrypted based off of your Windows user, so you can't transfer data to like another computer. It makes it basically impossible to hack, but if you want to move your data, then it's annoying. But yeah, today is just kind of more of a chill stream. Why is this all the way over here? Oh, it's because I removed the dock. Yeah, it says dock is none. If we dock it now, it'll work. I deleted both rows. I'm an idiot. Did I delete the buttons too? Yeah, it outright deleted them. Alright, at some point we should see the buttons reappear. Where are they? UI is hell. It's not that bad. I've gotten better at it from some of my prior contracting work. But I will admit that WinForms has given me one really weird. I don't know why. It's worked fine for this project mostly. For the application editor, it works fine. For the application selector, it works fine. For the home menu, it works fine. For some reason, for the company viewer, it is mad. I don't know what happened, but it is not happy. I have no idea why, but it like doesn't load everything at first. And then when it does load something, it doesn't actually update when you click. It updates when you move the form. WinForms, WinForms, WinForms. It's being WinForms, you know. How have I not recreated a button yet? Okay, how have I not created a button again? Oh, it's not implemented? So that means you've gone far back. No, nope, it hasn't created the buttons again. Why? Where's my buttons? Okay, I guess the buttons are... Alright, buttons are in the void or something. I don't know. I can't get the buttons back. Fine. Fine, I'll remake the buttons. Because it really wants me to remake them. Whatever. Split container, can you have your value increased, please? Where's your value? Value, 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 value. There is no value. Where's the value? It's a... Oh, wait. I'm in the wrong thing. Whoops. Where's my value? Splitter width, splitter distance. I think this is it. Yes. So if this is 300, probably more like 500. That looks okay. So how many... Okay, yeah, it should have full rows. It's still fully docked. Alright. So each of these, they had their column span reduced because of course they did. Makes it more annoying for me. I will say, maybe I should put on Brothership music. Because I actually just played through Brothership. Decided to play through it. It was pretty good. I've seen a lot of bad reviews for it. Like IGN gave it like a 5 out of 10 or something. And from that I knew it was going to be good. Gotta admit, Brothership was actually pretty fun. I would say probably second best Mario and Luigi game. Like, the benefit of Mario and Luigi Brothership was that it... What's the best way to put it? It had the charm that it really needed to have. It didn't have enough of the oppressive atmosphere like that Bowser's Inside Story had, which is why I don't think it's the best Mario and Luigi game. But I think it did okay in like charm. It did good in designs. It basically failed. It basically succeeded where Paper Mario or Mario and Luigi Paper Jam failed. You know, coming from Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, which had just Mario and Luigi enemies, and it was just such a disappointment in that regard. To have all these new and unique characters was a breath of fresh air. Let me see. I need to have the open button here. I can just copy and paste this here. Yep. But yeah, I would say it's overall pretty good. I would say it would probably. I think it's pretty, honestly, pretty close to Mario and Luigi Dream Team in terms of quality, in terms of gameplay and whatnot. But whereas Mario and Luigi Brothership does have a little bit too much, you know, it's a little too childish at times, in my opinion. Like, where it's stupid. Like, I feel like they did Peach really badly in this game. But honestly, I'd say that was probably my biggest my biggest disappointment in the game with how they handled Peach. But other than that, like compared to Dream Team I think is worse simply because of its tutorials. Like seriously, playing through Dream Team multiple times sucks just due to how long the tutorials are. Excuse me. Oh wait, where's my other button? Okay, it still exists at least. Don't know where it is, but it does still exist at the very least. If I delete this, is the button still there? It is. Okay. So I think what we need to do is we need to have our table layout panel. Wait, no. Put it up here. There we go. So then we put this in the table layout panel as well. We want this to be below. Wait. Okay, column span is 4. It should only be 2. Column count is 2. First of all, doc is going to be fill. Then our rows are going to be... One is going to be a percentage. One's going to be absolute at 50. There we go. What? What's all this empty space? Oh. Oh, I guess I only need one row. Or one column. Let me go ahead and reduce this column size to 1. Or column span to 1. Then we can go ahead and just remove the other column. There we go. Isn't that so great? But yeah, now we should... Oh, wait. Wait, where's the buttons? No. No! Where's my buttons? Oh, no. I decreased the row count, not the... Or I decreased the column count, not the row count. Ugh. 'Tis the experience of UI. World 1 of Brothership is basically a tutorial. You'll basically have the same criticism as Dream Team. No, no. That's wrong. Sorry, Shellis. That is wrong. Because with Dream Team, every time you get a new Luigi, it's a long-ass tutorial. Brothership, yeah, there's tutorials. There are a lot of tutorials, especially in World 1, you're right. But, for one, they're little flipbook tutorials. Oh, you can do this Luigi logic. Tap, 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 done. Alright, whatever. Dream Team, they're cutscene and interactive tutorials. And they last longer. And they're not just through World 1. They're through the entire game. You get to the last damn power-up. And then they have to come out and say, oh, well, you know what time it is. I wonder how this one works. Huh, I don't know. Maybe you should just let me hit the button, the giant red freaking button that's right above me, and find out. Nope, you got to explain it. It's just frustrating. And I think they're both similar in quality, but that tutorials in Dream Team are so much worse. Then again, to be fair, I have played Dream Team more than I have Brothership. So, if I go ahead and replay Brothership, maybe I will be more annoyed with the tutorials. But I seriously doubt that it's possible that they could be worse in Dream Team. I'm sorry, but I'm going to violently disagree with you on that. Also, what just happened was I wanted to remove the last row, since before what I did is I just had everything in one table. However, I want you to be able to move over depending on how much image and how much text you want. So I decided to make a splitter. Now the splitter doesn't split the button at the bottom of the done button. It just splits the text and the images. So I had to remove the done button. So I took that out of the table. So now I have this row where the done button was. So I wanted to remove that. But instead of removing that, I removed the column on the side that had the buttons on it. So now I don't have that column. So now I have to recreate all the buttons that were on it. It's only free, so it's not that big of a deal. But, like, I just remade that column. It's annoying. Dumb mistake. Alright, we also need a... So yeah, let's go ahead and make the buttons again. So the tab stop should be 4 for this one. Its text is going to be nothing. No text for you. Then we're going to have image is going to be open. Alright, do the same for this one. Its tab stop is going to be 19. Then we're going to have to rename it to nothing. Image is going to be open again. Alright, the tab index of this should be like 22, I think. Yep. Alright, change its text to nothing. And then set the image to the open. So now we need to do the column span, set that to 2. We also need to set the dock of all these. I'll just do that first, since that's easy. Yeah, UI is pretty easy, but it can get monotonous with dumb shit like this. I do kind of wonder if I don't know how well Brothership sold, but I wonder if we're gonna get a sequel to that on the Switch 2. You know, since they have this backward compatibility on the Switch, I feel like we could see a lot more unique games come to the Switch 2 instead of remakes. Like, it's really kind of crazy how many remakes the Switch has. Like, you got Bowser's Fury, you got Pikmin 3 Deluxe, you got New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, you got all these remakes and basically remakes. Or not remakes, ports, I mean, sorry. But you got your, you have things like Splatoon 2. It's just Splatoon 1, but on the Switch. I'm not gonna lie, we can sugarcoat. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and say, oh, it's just a new game. No, it's the same game. And honestly, that's why I think Splatoon 3 is a waste. But that's besides the point. The Switch has a ton of remakes and ports. Like, there's a few new games. Like, Mario Odyssey is obviously a new game. Yeah. Obviously, I would agree with that. That it's because the Wii U didn't sell. But the best part of the Wii U was the Nintendo games. So it makes sense to bring them over from where people didn't have them because they didn't have the system to where they do have the system, so they buy them and then you make all the money. But now that you're basically out of that stockpile, I doubt we're going to see that many, remakes. And I mean, it has happened before, kind of. Like, Bowser's Inside Story is playable on the 3DS, but we got a 3DS port of it, or a 3DS remake. But that was at the very end of 3DS's life cycle, and kind of at the end of Alpha Dream's life cycle too. But yeah, I don't know. I guess only time will tell. All right, so now that that's done, we can go ahead and say that these should be read-only. We do not want people editing these. Where's my read-only button? Here it is. So this should be like 6. So this should be after label 5. And these buttons should be like here and here. I agree with that. Bowser's Inside Story on Switch would have gone hard. Honestly, I feel like they should have gone with starting off with making Brothership on the Switch, and then you go ahead and make in the same like artistic style as Brothership. You make Bowser's Inside Story. I know I think I've seen some places that the art style has turned people off of Brothership, but I honestly really liked it. I'm gonna be honest, I really liked Brothership's art style. Hold on a second, I'm gonna go grab some water. But yeah, I thought Brothership's art style was really good. Yeah, I should start renaming these. I mean, and you can imagine how good a Brothership or a Bowser's Inside Story. Like, you take Bowser's Inside Story, its difficulty, its competency, its story, its tone, and you give it the art style of Brothership, it could have gone really hard. That could have been so good. Honestly, I think that would have been a top 10 game on the Switch. I think Brothership was okay though. I mean, obviously, a lot has happened. Like, Alpha Dream was still in business when the Switch came out, so they had to shut down before Brothership could start being made. I don't know. You know, in some ways, I think I am sad that Alpha Dream went bankrupt because obviously it's sad that people had to lose their jobs. These people who had made some really good games, but I don't know how many of the people were still there that had actually made like Bowser's Inside Story. Because the last thing they made was Bowser's Inside Story plus Junior's Quest or whatever. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think the same people were making it. I assume that a lot of the team probably got turned over. You know, it's kind of like how people talk about PopCap and they're like, oh, EA ruined Plants vs. Zombies. When really, I think it's a mixture of both PopCap and EA. But I don't think it's the original people who were working at PopCap. I think it's the new people who have now have the job because it's been 20 years. You know, that sort of thing. All right, so position. Let's call this position label. Label. This is going to be position value label. Or, yeah, it is that. And we're going to have company. Company value, label. But yeah, you know, I will admit I liked a lot of things about Brothership that I thought were actually really good. Like I like the overall theming of it around electricity. I liked a lot of the characters' designs. Um, I really like the battle plugs. I feel like it was a really natural evolution of the standard um, formula of badges. Like coming from badges from these other games, having this new system that's similar, but it gives you like certain strategies and combos. Like I really like the. I think one of the coolest charges, the coolest plugs, was the extra attack one. That makes it so your jump attack, instead of just having one action command, you add in an extra flip. I mean, like, that's a lot of work. Like, adding in particle effects, oh, your attack freezes now? Okay, that's not that much work. Adding in an extra animation of you doing an extra flip, that was neat. Yeah, I do think they should have had more Bros moves. I will agree with you on that. I will agree that I think they should have had more time with it. But, like, I mean, no game's perfect. And I do think, like, they did let you kind of get into it. Because, I mean, this is a... One thing I also really liked was the fact that in your normal attacks, they're kind of like mini Bros attacks, where they get buffed up if you have both Bros alive, and you use both Bros in them. I think that's really cool. That was really cool for me. Like, that has never been it just felt like a logical next step. It makes sense. And I thought it was really cool. Even though it's basically just a jump and hammer. It's basically what you'd expect. I still think it was a really nice addition. And even things like, you know, your red shell and green shell are different. Like, there's a lot of little things that I think did really well. I'm definitely not going to play it again for a while, though. Completing everything took a while. Business status value label. Last update time label. I do kind of wonder what the Switch 2 is going to have on it at launch. I feel like that direct, the next direct, is going to determine the Switch 2's. I think it's going to determine how good the Switch 2 is. It is going to be the killing blow to the Switch 2, or it's going to be the savior of it. Because if the Switch 2 doesn't have any games, it's going to be like the PS5, where it gets where it's just going to get memed to death. Oh, the Switch 2 has no games. It has no games. If they come out and say, we have these 20 games, I could see it. I think it could be huge. I don't know. You know, I've really been dwelling on this because that's basically the main thing I thought about over yesterday while I was in the car driving for 8 hours. Okay, this is kind of funny. So I'm naming my link label the label that has the word link in it. I'm calling that link label. And now I'm naming the link label, which is a different type of label, link value label, because it's going to have the value of the link. Maybe I should call it link label value label. That would be kind of funny. Wait, no. It'd be link value label label. Wait, no. No, it'd be link value link label. Yeah, 20 unique games. Obviously, that's hyperbole. Like, but it needs to have some games. They gotta announce some stuff. Because unlike the Switch, just the hardware isn't going to sell people. Not on this. Alright, so now we have application type. But yeah, during my 8-hour drive yesterday, I was thinking about the Switch 2 reveal a lot and just how they could have made it better. I would say, Nintendo, you should hire me, but I have a job now, so that isn't true. Sorry, Nintendo, you'll have to wait. It's more of a teaser than a reveal. I mean, they revealed the hardware, though. That's what it was. It was a hardware reveal. Not like it was a Switch 2. I kind of agree with that, though. It was a Switch 2 teaser, but it was a Switch 2 hardware reveal. You know what? Yeah, I want to talk about this. I hate that they called it the Switch 2. I do. Not because the Switch 2 is a bad name. I actually think Switch 2 is actually a really good name. But for the longest time, they've been going, it's the Switch successor console. It's not the Switch 2, it's the Switch successor console. We have a real, which in its own way is kind of Nintendo saying, we have a really cool name for this console. We're not going to let you know until you see it. Because once you see this console, you'll know, and you hear the name, you're going to be like, oh yeah, that's it. I mean, they kind of did that with the Switch. I mean, the Switch. I mean, it was called the NX until we knew what it was. And it's like, the Switch, yeah, that makes sense. So to go with this and be like, ooh, what's it gonna be? What's its name gonna be? What are I gonna go with? What is Nintendo gonna Nintendo out? And then they just go with Switch 2? Really? You're gonna hype us up for that? And again, I think Switch 2 is a fine name, but if you're gonna call it the Switch 2, don't call it the Switch successor in all your tweets. Just say the Switch 2. You know? Don't have that false hope. Makes it much worse of a snapback. I think because I have, yeah, because I have this split container, I think I'm actually going to use labels for these, for a resume and cover letter. So I need to make 2 more labels. It might be called something else, but calling it the Switch 2 simply faster. Like, if they were going to call it something else, then why would they call it Switch 2 here? Like, I don't think speed was really their worry. You know, it is kind of funny, though. In this hardware reveal, it kind of was very similar to the mock-up, besides the smell-o-vision. I don't know. Whoever made that mock-up, I don't know. Nintendo might have hired them. I don't know. Maybe that's just how all technology reveals look. I need to put on the next piece of music. I'm not putting on Dream Team. I'm gonna put on Brothership. Hold on. I have it up on a separate desktop. Mario and Luigi Brothership. OST. Alright, good. There is a full OST of the Mario and Luigi Brothership. It's 5 hours long. Oh gosh. I'm gonna put this in the playlist. I'll put it right after Dream Team. All right, so we need to set the text to nothing, and then set the dock to all. I don't remember the title theme at all. Holy moly. Then again, I was never on the title screen for that long. So I mean, it makes sense, but wow. I need to remove the text. All right, so resume value label. Then we're going to have resume open button. I think this is company open button. Yeah. So now we have cover, letter, label. Then we have the cover letter value label. Yeah, technically this could get, you might not be able to see the entire cover letter, but if you can't, you can always scroll over the scroll view, the split view, I mean. Open button. Creation time. Creation time value label. Info label. This will be info value text box. And then we have, I guess we should also be renaming these. So this is going to be main table layout panel. I'll just call it main table layout. And then this will be main splitter. Or main split container. You know, it's kind of sad, but I still haven't found a good Pikmin 4. I think there was a good Pikmin 4 OST, but I think it got taken down because I can't find it anymore. Like, there's a playlist of it, But the playlist doesn't work because YouTube pauses the soundtracks if I have them in a playlist. That's why I usually like full videos. I know there's like an extension for like YouTube nonstop, but I'm a little worried about downloading extensions just due to I've seen too many extensions hack you. I don't even have Honey. Then again, and that was before I knew anything wrong with it. I have never used Honey. I'd say there's only been a few extensions I've ever used. One of them is uBlock Origin, and that's thanks to you guys on Discord. You guys convinced me to get an ad blocker, and thank gosh. I'm gonna be honest. Ad blockers are a necessary thing of the internet. I could never go on the internet again without an ad blocker. Can't do it. What should I call this? It's not really the main. I guess I'll call it text. Table layout panel. Text table layout. And I'll call the other one image table layout. All right, then we have image label, and then we have image flow layout. All right. But yeah, like even on my phone, like I use like on my phone, I have like 4 different search engines. I have like I do have the YouTube browser, and I have that specifically for answering comments because I'm logged in on that. I use Safari for most of my YouTube browsing where I'm logged out, just so that way if like often I'll get into YouTube rabbit holes where it's like, and I'll just get these really dumb recommendations. So on Safari, I can just say, yep, nuke it, clear it all, and then go back to a base YouTube. But then for like music, I'll use Firefox Focus. And that's mostly because I'll go ahead and, I like to listen to weird stuff occasionally, like Weird Al. And don't get me wrong, I love Weird Al occasionally. I love my occasional hardware store. But I don't want to see that every time I open up YouTube. So Firefox Focus just lets me quickly go to a song, and then no ads because it's Firefox. Done button. All right. But yeah, I also use Firefox Focus for all my web browsing, basically, just because no ads, and honestly, I don't care about most of the things I look up. I'm sorry, but I don't need in my search history every single time I want to relearn what I misspelled. Also for advertisements. Like, sometimes I'll watch, mobile ads for games like PvZ Heroes, and most of them are fine. They're not good ads, obviously. I mean, most advertisements are dog water. I would say other words, but I don't want to get demonetized on YouTube. I found that so many advertisements are so bad. I got to talk about this. So, I'm going into my professional life. I'm looking for credit cards. Trying to get some actual good credit, build up my life. And I've been able to get approved for a couple of them. And I go ahead and I'm thinking, you know what? I've been seeing all these ads for Intuit Credit Karma. They keep on telling me you should get our credit cards. You know what? Despite how much I hate advertisements and how much I distrust them, you know what? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. And they were terrible. They were atrocious. The worst possible credit cards I have ever seen. Oh my goodness. Like, comparatively to something like the Discover It card. The Discover It card is like 5% off on quarterly roulette. So it's a random thing each quarter that you get 5% off on, and it's 1% for everything else. You know, it can be good if you get lucky. And you know, at least in the first year, it's also 2%. It's double cash back. So you're never really losing with that. At least for me. At least while I'm building up my credit. So that's what I started off on. So I'm going with the Discover card. So compare that to, and there's no annual fees for the Discover It card. So I compare this to the Intuit cards. And all the Intuit cards are like, okay, so you got a $100 fee every year. You have a really low minimum or a really low maximum money you can take out. But again, I don't like taking out a lot of money. I'm not going into credit card debt. I'm not doing it. Not doing that in my life. Never doing it. No. Not doing not going into credit card debt. So there's an annual fee. So it's got to be a really good card. Nope, 1%. That's it. And from what I've learned, I've talked to my dad about this, and he said, "Oh, it's for people who have really bad credit." But I mean, oh my God, it's atrocious. It's just disgusting. I feel bad for anyone who's been duped by Intuit Credit Karma. And so yeah, that's why I normally don't like to listen to any ads. Because every time I listen to ads, like whenever I see an ad, I'm immediately thinking, okay, so the product is not good enough that it can get my attention on its own merits. So they need to use ads to sell to me. It's either that or something I already have, in which case, wow, great job. So the product is not good. And before I went off on that tangent, I was talking about how I was watching ads on PvZ Heroes. So I switched my default browser to Firefox Focus just because I was sick of some of the ads, which are real pieces of work, that go ahead and decide, well, instead of opening up the App Store, or instead of just showing you the ad and giving you the choice to close out of it if you want, they instead either open up the App Store, which is annoying, but whatever, or open up your browser. And I don't like that. I don't want you to open up my browser. I don't want you going to whatever site you want to go to. No. Stay in your box. Stay in your box, ad. No. So before it was opening Safari, and it was just so annoying because I don't want this ad on Safari. I don't know if it's a scam. I don't know if it's going to download a virus. So by putting it on Firefox, it at least gives me a little bit more protection since it's got that ad blocking, and it gives me protection since it's able to, whenever I close the app, it just clears all cookies and whatnot, kills it. So yeah, Firefox Focus is pretty cool. Man, how many tangents did I go on there? All right. So yeah, the UI is done. Pretty much. Is there anything I need to rename? I don't think so. Yeah, we're good. So now what we need to do is two things. One, we need to go ahead and go to the application selector. Excuse me. Oh yeah. For the company viewer, I have you pass in a GUID. For the application, would I have you pass in a GUID? I mean, I guess I could. I could do a GUID. I could do a company. No. I think it would make more sense to do a GUID. Yeah, makes more sense to do a GUID. And the reason it makes more sense to do a GUID, to pass in a GUID here, is because with the GUID never changes with an application. Okay, I didn't show this off before, but with the company viewer, if I update the company, it auto updates the viewer. So if I go ahead and open up Jam, I go ahead and go to view applications. So let's say I'm viewing, I don't know, Foo. Or actually, I'm going to open up, I don't know, long test. Sure. So I go ahead and open that up. Also, one thing is, if I go ahead and hide this, if I click on this, it doesn't open up another copy. It just opens up the original copy. So that's nice. But if I'm viewing it, so I open up a view copy as well. And let's say I go ahead and add a career website. So I just say H, and then I go ahead and save this. Now it automatically opens. It automatically produces it in the viewer. So that's really nice. And I'm able to do that because I'm using the GUID. So I'm going to do a GUID for the application viewer as well. All right, we're going to have private string GUID. This GUID equals GUID. Now company viewer, I think it's public partial. Is this public partial as well? It is. We can basically copy this over as well. This is how I was able to avoid duplicates. Essentially, I have a dictionary of every single one that you have open. So I have active. Oh, and also the same thing happens if oh wait, no. You can have an editor and a viewer of the same thing open. However, you cannot have the same thing open. You cannot have two editors or two viewers of the same thing open. All right, I do need a little bit more water. All the talking has dried out my throat since I haven't talked a lot. I haven't streamed so much in a while. Oh my goodness. So let's see. So the next thing I need is the load, I need a close, and I need a... I know I need a load event, and I need a close event. Let's do those first, because I know I need them. Where is... Oh wait, I need to be in here. Load. There we go. We'll do the same for close. Form closing, there we go. So now we can go ahead and in the load event, the first thing that we need to check is if it is something that already exists. If application active, wait, what? If it contains key GUID, then we're going to go ahead and you can also have else. Add GUID this. So in this case, it should go ahead and close and return. That is not return. I would like to return, please. But first, it needs to tell it remove the dictionary is false. We also need to... Is there anything else we need to do? I don't think so. Ah. I need to focus it. So we'll just snag that. GUID is not equal to null. Was there anything else? No. There wasn't anything else in the else. So you just make it a one-liner. Applications. Did I spell it wrong? No. Ah, it's because this is not an application. There we go. So now in the form closing, we can basically copy the same thing. We need an update values as well. Yeah, it's literally just this. Active applications, .remove. And just like that, if you go ahead and try that, it'll do it. Oh, I never went here. I never did this in the application selector. I don't know how I got... Oh, wait, did I? No, I didn't. This is this. We need to remove this. So we're going to have application viewer, viewer, equals new application viewer. And it's going to have the GUID of, you have to get it from the row. I am just going to copy this. Yoink. Take it from the applications grid, cast it to an application. When I make the selector, when I make those data grids, I give each row a tag based on what the actual thing is. So if it's a company, I have the company's data in the as the tag, which means I can just get it from the row that you clicked, basically. Then I need to show, and yeah, that's it. And just like that, we've actually made a lot of progress in this, because now if we go ahead and enter here, if we try to open two of them, it won't work. It'll only allow me to open one at a time now. So if I open up this one, let's say, we have it. Oh, I don't have the selector here. I guess it's, oh, yes I do. That's a little weird. I feel like that should be more visible. That was really hard to see. But anyway, if I were to go ahead, unfocus it, if I re-click on it, it reopens, it's still here. If I go ahead and minimize it, it'll open it. It doesn't create a second one, but as soon as I close it, now it'll go ahead and actually reopen it, make a new one. So yeah, really nice, really easy. Now for the fun part. Now we actually have to have it update the values. So we do need to make this public. So we're going to make this public void update values. Doesn't need to take in anything because we're just going to get it from the GUID. Then we're going to update values. All right. So what are we going to, and the reason we're making this a separate method is because when we go ahead and update when we edit an application, we want it to auto update. So in the on save, we'll go ahead and we'll call this method basically. So what we can do now is we can go ahead and we first need to make sure the application actually exists. So we'll go ahead and go to application equals GUID or home, sorry, home.applications try get. Actually, we can just do this. If not this, try get value, and we're going to be putting in the GUID, and we're going to say out application application. So now if we don't get it, it'll just return else return. This should never be thrown. That's not true. That's not true. That's actually not true. And the reason it's not true is because if your edit is that you're deleting the application, then the GUID will be gone. In that case, there is no application. This can be nullified as well. And then we can just say or application equals null. So now what it'll do is it'll close and return. So this will basically make it so if you go ahead and open it up, it'll go ahead. If you go ahead and delete the application, it'll close this window automatically. Note that if you delete the application, you have an editor open, it wouldn't go ahead and close that since you could still save it. Would that even work? It might not. And the reason I don't think it might work is because I think you would, well, actually I think it would. I think it would work because I'm pretty sure you pass in the application, which means it's never actually going to your GUID. It's not using the GUID there. I mean, it is, but it's using the GUID to set the new GUID to the same one. Not the same thing. Also, this. I did this wrong. It should be like this. Because this is saying, if you do not contain this application, or if the application doesn't exist, then close and return. So now that we're out of that, now we can actually start editing. So at this point, we know we have an application. Wait, we should know that. Can we use it? I'm not sure if it's in scope. Looks like we can. Yeah, it's not saying it's mad. So I guess we're fine. So now we're going to say, well, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and take a snapshot of this so I can do this. All of these are very simple. I just have to write them all out. So I'm going to cover the chat again. Actually, I'm just going to do this. Can I grab the side, please? Thank you. There we go. Now I don't have to cover the chat. So here we're going to say position value label dot text equals application dot position, and we're basically gonna have to do that like 10 times. So company value label text equals application company, application status, no value, wait, what? Status value label text equals application dot status. Last update value label dot text equals application dot last updated. It's like updated. No, it's status time. That's what it is. The good news is all these things in the file, in the application, are just text. So it's basically just copying and setting them. This is very simple. link value label dot text equals application dot link. Yep. Dot text equals application dot type. Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on. I actually do need to do something for the status and the type. And that's because I actually have a dictionary for them. We can do those in a minute, though. We don't have to do those immediately. Let me fill out the rest of these first. So we're going to have location value text equals application location. Salary value label text equals application salary. Then resume value label. No, that's fine. That's fine. I think the resume might be a GUID. I might have. I don't remember. Because you're not allowed to have two resumes with the same name. The GUID, I'm pretty sure, is just a file name. So I think I actually do have the same actual name. So I think that should be fine. All right, so cover letter label. Should I store the data? Maybe. I'll think about that. I don't remember. Or I don't. It's not that I don't remember. The cover letter is stored in two parts. You have the actual cover letter file name. So this actually that should be different. This should be cover letter file name. And you have the cover letter itself, which is a text representation of the file. So the question is, do we use the text representation? Or where do we store the text representation? Do we just get it when you go ahead and click get? We could. Or we could store it somewhere. I think we'll probably just store it somewhere. Then again, there's also the resume to keep track of. I don't have a way for you to edit resume names. That could be problematic. I probably should actually be storing the resumes as GUIDs, to be honest. I don't know. I mean, you never will have a resume with the same ID, but if you ever go ahead and rename the resume, I mean, what happens if you delete the resume as well? I mean, then it should default to none. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about that right now. All right. So those are all the easy ones. Next up, we have images. So for images, what we have to do is we have to take the images here and we'll make a string array, I think. We'll call it images equals application dot images dot split and then we can split it on continue That should work. Actually, I should be able to copy this from my editor. We go up to the life cycle portion in the load. When we are loading an application, we'll just snag that. If string is empty, image string, continue, image bytes. All right, that works. We do need to actually clear it though. So we'll hit controls, dot clear. There we go. That was actually very simple. That went very well. Now it's gonna break and explode. Maybe. So I got the company good. Yeah. Okay, that's expected. Resume, none, none. Ah, it affected the wrong one here. And here. So the backup images actually works. That's good. You can see because it has the free here. Unfortunately, I do still need to create that. Man, why is the splitter invisible? Okay, that's the first thing I actually want to do. First thing I want to do is make the splitter visible, because that should be visible. There's two possible ways that it could be that you can set it up. Option one is you have a design, you have appearance. We go to foo, test photo free. Yeah, that's better. I 100% want you to be able to see this easily. So yeah. There's a few problems with it, but for the most part, it works pretty well. So yeah. A few things that we need to fix. So first thing is the company. The company should not be the company because that's the GUID. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to say string company equals home dot companies g dot try get. I guess we don't need to put it in here. I keep on making that mistake. So we're going to do try get value. We're actually going to put this in an if block. And we're going to be trying to get application.company. Now, if we're able to get it, oh, we need an out as well. Out company string question mark company. No question mark? Oh. Put a question mark. Or company dot name equals null. So if I am not able to get the company or its company is null, then we're going to set the company value label. It doesn't exist, so we're going to be setting it to just an unknown company. Else there we go. Now we can go ahead and move this to the right. We're going to do company.name. There we go. That's one problem fixed. Two other things that are really easy is resume value, cover letter label is cover letter value label. Creation time label should be creation time value label. Info label should be info value label. Text box text. There we go. So those are all really easy. Status is going to be a little more annoying. It's not that bad, honestly, but it is a little more annoying because what we're going to do is we're going to say string status. Well, I guess we can actually just do that. If, what am I thinking of? I guess it would be application.statuses. It's not in statuses? Is it an editor? No, it shouldn't be there. It should just be an application. It's application statuses. I see. All right. So now that I can use application statuses, because is it not public? Is that what it is? It's not public? No, it is public. Oh, I need an instance. I see, I see. I'm stupid. Wait, what? Oh, wait, no, it's because it's static. Yeah. Alright, why are you yelling at me? Oh. I have to convert this to a status. The fun. This is annoying. You have to do like enum.parse. We'll put and here. Enum dot try parse. It's gonna be an application status. Application dot status. And out, we're going to have application status. Status. String. And status string is null or empty. There we go. A very simple if statement. The first thing we do is we try parse. Oh, do we not need this? I guess it's inferring it from the out application status. I see. That's smart. So first thing we do is we parse the string of the application status. Like, and that's going to be like sent, but it's sent in all capital letters because it's the enum. We parse that to its enum value. Then we use that in the dictionary of all the statuses to get the string of what it should look like, which is basically going to be lowercase. Then we make sure it exists. If all of these things are true, then it goes ahead and it just says the text should be status string. Else status value label dot text equals status string or application dot status. And I mean, this should really only happen if it's not true, if it's an other, in which case, yeah, it should just be it. That's correct. And what's fun is we get to do this again for the other one. Yay. We get to do this for the, basically the exact same thing for this one as well. Last update time, no. Link, no. Application type, this is the one. Type. Type string. All right, so now we can say, is it empty or null? Type string. Equals type string. We should be type. There we go. So that should actually basically be it. Like, surprisingly. If we go to FluBar, I'm pretty sure this is a full test. Basically, I don't have a resume or cover letter here. So yeah, we got Refactor, FluBar, not sent. Last update, yesterday. Link. Or not yesterday, 2 days ago. Link, flubar.com. The link does not work inherently. You actually have to set an event for that. Why? I don't know. That's just how WinForms works. FluBar, California. Why did I say FluBar, California? Salary $1 billion. Resume none. Cover letter none. All right. Pretty good. I would say we're about 80% done now with this, surprisingly. The main things that we have to do now are get the company to open a company window, which is really easy. We have to get the link button to open a link, which I can just copy from my company code. We need the resume to open the resume, which I do not have code for. I should actually add that to the other thing as well. Then the cover letter needs to open the cover letter. That I can copy from the editor. And then the done button, we need to make the done button work. Because it's really, really, really easy, I'm just going to do the done button first. We'll do it in increasing difficulty. It's like a video game. It's a video game. As the kiddos say, it's a video game. I don't know what I'm saying. It's midnight almost. I'm going to have to go to bed soon. So close. That's it. That's the done button. It just closes the thing. It's that simple. It's just that easy. Next up, company. This is also very easy. Because all we have to do is we have to say, oh wait. Okay, we do actually need to store the company. When we open up the company viewer, we use a GUID. So we will actually store some of that information down here. So private string company GUID. We'll need other things like the resume and whatnot, but I'll do that in a second. We'll do it one at a time. So here, okay. Don't know what I did there. Okay. Um. You good? Okay. I broke everything, but it looks like everything is okay now. So now we have the company GUID equals company.GUID. I'm real creative here. We will make it a question mark. because there is a chance that it doesn't exist. Like here. Here we'll say company good equals null. Huh? Cannot convert null literal to a non-nullable Oh. I changed GUID into a thing. And we'll have it set to null initially. Technically that means we don't need to set it to null ever, but like, whatever. I don't care, I'm not removing it. Womp womp, extra computer cycle for something that's going to happen like 5 times on your machine because no one's ever going to open this. So yeah, we have the company GUID. So now when you go ahead and hit company open button, click, it'll go ahead and say if company GUID equals null, it's just going to return. Actually, we can do something even better. We can say company open button dot enabled equals false. Actually, there is a good reason to do this. There is a good reason to set it to null, and that's if it gets updated to something that's null, then it should never happen. You should never have an application without a company. But in case it does, doing this. Company viewer equals new company viewer, company GUID. So yeah, that should work. Let's test these 2 buttons. Make sure they do actually work. If we open this, we open up FluBar. Yep, FluBar works. And if we hide it, it also works because it's just using that load code. So yeah, pretty simple. And also, does done work? It does. Yep, works just as you would expect. We'll do the link next, I guess. Doesn't really matter. There's a link label. We can do link clicked. I am going to copy my code here because it is a little dumb. You would think it would just be do the link. It's a link. But it is a little more annoying than that. So yeah, I'm just going to copy my code. I don't care. This is probably actually the most important functionality. But yeah, like, first you go ahead and see, is your sender a link label? It is? Cool. Then you go ahead and set the link visited to true. So that way it turns purple. You would think this would be automatic. Like, why did I make a link? Why did I even make a link like this? I mean, I guess so it does have a clicked event. I don't know. It's weird. If it doesn't do all this stuff automatically, I feel like it's kind of weird. You know what I mean? String links, then it opens up a system diagnostic. It opens up a search engine, tries to search it. If it fails, it just says it can't open it. So yeah, if we open up FluBar again, I think we actually do need to set something because, yeah, can't open Flubar because it's not a real website. Let me get an actual website. How about this website? It seems like such a good website. How about this? So now what we can do is, oh, it didn't update it. Whoops. So if I click it, yep, it opens the link in a new tab. Just to prove it, here it is. Here it is. Here's the link. It's Gosh Darn Among Us. Because of course that's what I changed it to. What? If you thought I wasn't going to change it to that, you're a moron. I had to change it to Among Us. I had to. It's the law. It's the rules. I don't make the rules, but I have to follow them. It's the rules. And the rules are the rules, and you follow the rules. So now we'll go to Company Viewer. No, we don't need Company Viewer. We want to go to Application Viewer. So now we got 3 buttons left. Oh, wait. We got to add an image functionality as well. I mean, that's not that bad, but it's annoying. So we need a resume and we need a cover letter. I mean, technically we don't need a sort of resume. Might as well, I guess. I don't think we care about the resume. Yeah. I don't care about the resume. We're not going to sort a resume. So let's go ahead and... We do need a sort of a cover letter, though. So cover letter equals null. This needs to be a nullable type, because this is the data of the cover letter. All right, so now we need to add in a new event. We'll start with the resume, though. So resume open click, what do we need to do? We do need a shell execute, I think. Actually, I'm going to do the cover letter first. I lied. And the reason we're going to do the cover letter first is because I can just copy code. And then I can copy most of the code from the cover letter directly to the resume as well. So when you go ahead and click the cover letter open button, I can just copy that from my editor. I should be able to go here, and then I can go to application, cover letter open button. Where's my events? Here's my events. So yeah, we're just gonna yoink. Hit it with ye old yoinky sploinky. And then we'll go ahead and throw that in here. I mean, technically it's not stealing code if it's your own code. I just don't want to rewrite it. If cover letter is equals null. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, we do need to do this. So, quick explanation. When you open a file, there has to be a file to open. That sounds really dumb and obvious. No, no shit. Obviously, if you're going to open a file, you have to have a file. Now, the file doesn't have to stay loaded, but you have to have it to load it initially. Now, I have the data here, but I want to open that data in a new tab. So how do I do that? I have to turn it into a file, then open that file. But I can't close that file immediately, otherwise the thing that I opened it in, it still needs to read the file, and you have a race condition. So what I do is I just say, all right, you're opening a file, that file goes up here into the temp conditions. Then, when you go ahead and open another file, then it goes ahead and closes this file. It doesn't close it, it deletes the file. Then your editor still stays open, but it doesn't stay on your machine. So then the next file that you open a new file, it gets placed up there. I need this system technically I use this system for images, and then I said, well, I'm opening cover letters basically the same way, so I might as well use it the same way. Unfortunately, that means I need to copy over the whole system, which is fine. It's fine, it's just annoying. All right, come here. It should be in application images. We can copy over, try destroy the temp image. Just copy it. That. And then we can go back over here. Yeah. Is last temp path that or that? Last temp path is nullable. I thought it was. We'll put all the image stuff below here. So private string. Should it be a static string? I think it should be. Actually, if it's static, no, it's not. Maybe it should be. And just have one last string. That would probably be smarter. But I'm lazy and I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to do this. Oh, wait, did I put it in here? Oh, I did. Like an idiot. Come here. There you go. So it tries to destroy last temp path. This will be cover letter value label. There we go. Wait, what? Oh, did I sort it as bytes? Ugh. Okay, I sorted it as bytes. I mean, wait, but then how did I should have done that. I should have. So I should be able to turn this into bytes. Oh, did I put it here? Probably did. No. Oh wait, no, it is. It's literally right here. What am I, stupid? So I can just make this a byte array. That gives me an error right here. But I should be able to use my encryption thing. Encryption coder dot. No, it is my encryption manager. There we go. Dot get bytes. There we go. So that should turn it into bytes. We don't need to cast it anymore because it's explicit. All right, nice. So this is going to be the cover letter open. So yeah, we're going to do basically the same thing for here. We're basically going to copy and paste this, but instead of using this, we're going to use if resume. So if resume, first of all, if string dot is null or empty, resume value label dot text. So next we're going to get the resume. So if, I guess we can just use or if resume or home, sorry, home dot resumes dot try get value dot text out resume. So if it's not able to get it, or resume equals null, so basically if the resume doesn't exist, if your resume field isn't a valid resume, then go ahead and return. So resume dot GUID, yeah. We want to use the GUID for this. Oh wait, no. Yeah, I was about to say maybe we want to use the file name. No, we want to use the GUID because this is going to be in the temp path instead of being where all the resumes are. So using the GUID is fine. File, write all bytes, resume.data. Oh, but of course it's saved as a string, so we need to first encrypt. We need an encryption manager. Process.start. A. Let me edit this application. Hold on 1 second. All right, we're going to go ahead and do jam. Oh, it only takes PDFs. That'll work. All right, I'm using the entire Visual Studio library. So let me go ahead and turn that back on. So now, if we go ahead and open this, yep, Visual Studio Library, PDF, does it work? Oh, it doesn't have an extension. I see. I'm guessing this won't have that problem. Alright, I set this to the Visual Studio as well. Yep, that worked perfectly fine. The reason it didn't work for that is because I don't have an extension with it. I just saved the resume name. I mean, right now I'm just using PDFs. All right, let's see if that works. Could not open resume. That's weird. Could not delete the file. Ah. So that's the issue. It's ending with a \.pdf. I think that's causing the issue. If we try it again. There we go, that worked. We try it again. Yep, works perfectly fine to open it multiple times. Cool. We can actually copy this over to the editor as well. We'll actually do that Yeah, we'll do this first. We'll move it over to the editor first. Oh, I got worried for a second. I was like, where did all my stuff go? No, I closed the wrong thing. There we go. Yeah, we're fine. So we'll move that over to 9. Application resume upload button should be afterwards. Application resume open button. All right, and then we'll set the doc to fill. Then we'll set the text to none. Then we'll set the image to the open image. The thing that really sucks is the tab order. This is tab index 22. This is tab index 23. I don't think I can make a 22.5. It's not valid. Yeah. What if I just make it 23? What happens now? It says there's two 23s. Okay, I actually am really curious about this. I want to see if it actually like works or if it's dumb. It might be smart. It might be. I really doubt it. I mean, when do things actually work in programming? Oh, it actually worked. Wow. I am surprised. I am legitimately surprised that that worked. I am not complaining though. Thank goodness. All right, now we can go ahead and make an on-click event. So this will be in the application section. Cover letter upload, cover letter open. Let's them open the resume. Uploaded. Now we actually do need to put in a little bit of extra work here. It's not as simple as just saying, oh yeah, it's still one they've selected, because when you are editing, there's two types of resumes you can select. Resume 1 is a file path. If it's a file path, you know, it's a file path. But you can also just select a name from a pre-existing resume. When you save a resume, it saves it because you're probably going to use that resume over and over again. I don't want to save hundreds of copies of resumes. That wastes data. Cover letters I do inherently save on an application basis. But yeah, fundamentally, I mean, you're going to probably use the same resume at a whole bunch of places. Or you might at least. I know some people create a unique resume for each place, but you're probably going to use the same one. A cover letter, you're not going to use a cover letter at Microsoft or a cover letter at Bing. Actually, you might. But like, cover letters, as far as I know, are tailored to the job. So it makes sense to save them with the job, with the application. The resume, you know, I don't want to make 5 copies of it. That's a waste of space. So what we need to do is first, I think I'm honestly just going to copy all this. I'm going to do it from scratch again. I might copy some stuff. So could not open resume. Nice. Then I'm going to copy this from here. Well, okay, yeah, I'm in the right spot. I got worried for a second because I saw try destroy temp image. So first thing that we need to do is if application resume combo box dot tag or dot text string dot is null or empty. So else if actually, okay. It does need to be substantially different. I was about to just set last temp path to your application. Don't want to do that. Oh, that would be bad. Oh, you do not want to do that. No. I do not want this thing to delete your your resume if you close it. If you have a path, then it doesn't delete it. If it has a temp path, it creates a temp path, then it does. Okay. So if application resume combo box dot text, I should be able to do like file dot exists. Yeah. So if this is a valid path that you have in here, then it should be very simple. Then it should basically just be, we don't even need to write all these bytes. We just say process start. We'll say process start, new process info, file name equals not this. It'll be resume dot no application box dot text. Yeah. Else, so this is just a name. Then what we'll do is this. We probably should put this in a try block. Yeah. Try catch message box at show. And I'm just going to copy and paste this message box. Then we have try to destroy temp image. That's correct. Last temp path is going to be not this. Well, it is basically going to be that. This is going to be shit. Okay, we can put an if here. And then we'll put an else here. In which case we'll do this. So the requirements are, so now we know that it has to have one of these. So we're going to do home.resumes.tryGetValue. Application resumes combo box dot text So we're trying to see if that's in there. And if it is, then we'll go ahead and say out resume. And resume is not null. What? Why are you mad at me? Oh, it's because I do not have a parenthesis here. So now we know we have a resume. If we don't have a resume, then, then we don't. Then we try to destroy. Then we go ahead and last path is equal to resume dot name, no, dot GUID plus dot PDF try file rate all bytes last time path. Yep. We can just delete all this because this is going to be encryption manager dot get bytes, and this is going to be resume dot data. Then we start it. File name is last time path. You shall execute is going to be true. And yeah, that should be good. A little more complicated than most of them, but it works. Probably should have tested it before I closed all that. But it's fine. It'll work first try. I am a genius who has no issues programming at all. This is a joke, by the way. I am not that full of myself. But it worked first try! Hell yeah! I am just too good! What can I say? I mean, to be fair, I've done basically the same thing a few times. So yeah, that leaves one thing left for this application viewer. Actually being able to select images. Gosh, this is where things get annoying. This is where things get really annoying. Believe me. Thankfully, we don't have to do all the stuff of images. We just have to basically have an open thing. But we have to make an open thing, and it's annoying, but it's not the end of the world. I could make my life a lot easier. Now, okay, so here's what I'm thinking. So in the editor, I do have a context menu. And I have a context menu because you need to be able to choose to either delete the image or you need to open it. And both of those are perfectly valid. Like if I go over here, I go ahead and I open FluBar, I guess. I have this image. Or I don't want to open it, I want to edit it. Sorry. So I have this image. If I go ahead and right click it, it should be opening a context menu, but it's not right now. I don't know why. Oh, okay, I know why. I actually do know why, okay. That is a bug. I know how to fix it, though. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick picture. I don't care. Great picture. It's right here. So we have this picture right here. I go ahead and right-click it. We have open image, remove image. We don't need to worry about that for this image. Because all we really need to do is just click on it and open it. If you click on the image, it opens it. It's that simple. It's just that easy. So we can skip the whole context menu, having a separate image block, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a shit. We just make it so you click on the image, it opens the image. It's just that easy. First things first, though, I do want to fix that bug. The reason that bug is happening is due to how it's being created. I'm not adding the event handler to the image. Or is it that I'm not adding the context menu to that image? When I create an image, or is it the flow? Where am I opening the... Hold on. Is it the flow panel that has the context menu? Or is it the pictures themselves? I don't see the context menu on here. Yeah, no context menu strip. Okay. Yeah, so it's going on to things themselves. Which means it's probably in here. Application. No, it's going to be in application images. When you add an image, yeah, it does picture box, size, image, flow layout. Yeah, and adds the context menu to the context menu. And mouse down, it adds that. So that means if we go here, we should be able to go to load. When we're loading, wrong thing to load. Load. When we're loading edit application, and we load each image, so picture box dot click. What was the actual method called? Yeah, it's picture box click. Oh, I use mouse down. Oh, yeah, that's right. From where this section is in Brothership, I actually really like this section. I'm gonna be honest, I thought it was a good idea before execution. But I did like this section in concept. This section was kind of hype for me. What's the picture menu? What's the strip called? Application image context menu. Why am I not just using add backup image? Why am I not? Why am I? What? How stupid am I? Why did I not just use the method that I have specifically to do the thing? Man, I feel stupid. Whatever. It's not that big of a deal. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to take this. So we're going to take you, put you in the application viewer. I do not know if this will work first try. I'm kind of going fast here. Actually, we can use sender for this. Or sender dot. Alright, so this should work, I think. Maybe. It might explode. But if what I just did is correct, this should work. Let's go, baby! Yeah! We got ourselves an image. Yep, we can open them up. Oh, goodness. And it is coming up with a random GUID each time. Yep. So yeah, these are separate files, but it kills them each time. Thanks to the try destroy current image, it takes care of them. There is one last thing that we do need to do, though. We need to destroy the last image. Quit. And this actually is a little annoying because if you close the main form, that will close every form after it. Actually, I do want to test that. If I open up a form with a chain, how does that work? So I open up you, and then I open up, let's say, FluBar. I open up that, and then I open up the company. If I close the main form, if I close the home, that will, if I close this, that will close everything. I know that. But what happens if I close this? Okay, it leaves everything else up. That's good. Kind of. But yeah, if I were to go ahead, let me show that actually. I didn't show that. If I go ahead and open up FluBar, you can see if I close the home, everything dies. So I do need to actually make sure I clean up after myself. So where's my close method? It should be up here. So yeah, now we just need to go back to home. Yeah, 4 each. If we're not canceled, then for each. So for each of them in the active applications. So dot values. There we go. All right. Then now it'll go through each of these viewers and kill them. So yeah, that should be good. There's 2 things. Wait. 1 thing left to do. 1 thing. Oh, wait. I forgot about that. Yeah. Hold on. How are we only like 2 hours into the soundtrack and we're already like, this is like the final song of the soundtrack? How are we, what? Who made this soundtrack? Whoever's I'm guessing it's probably like a lot of repeat songs and variations. But that's weird. I don't think it's bad though. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, so what we need to do is we need to go through the application editor and we need to basically allow it to update. This is going to be part of the generic save button.click. So if it's editing the company to edit, good. So this is the create application thing. See, I'm not doing anything here to check. Well, hello there, Migsy1. I am making job application flavored jam because it is a job application manager. Thank you for joining us. Currently, I have a minimum viable product, but I'm currently trying to add the application viewer portion of it. And we are almost done, actually. But yeah, that's why the icon of this project is a let me pull it up. Give me a moment. That's why the icon is this. It's a jammed job application. That's what it is. So currently what I'm doing is I'm making the auto updates work. That contains. Actually, I can use try get value. What are your plans for the UI? I'm pretty much done with UI for tonight. So far, most of the UI is done. I can show you in just a second. Actually, let me just comment this out. I can show you the basics of it. Essentially, when you open it up, you have a simple home screen. You can go ahead and create applications, and it'll pop up. You can go ahead and reuse companies if you already have one, or you can go ahead and create a new company. Then you can hop right into the application. You can set things like what the position is, what the link is, and all these other things. The big things that I really wanted to solve with this application were, one, images. With a typical spreadsheet, where you're probably going to store your stuff, you can't really store images well. Like, they're either going to be cropped to this tiny little box, or they're going to be huge and they're going to overlap with other images. So that's why with Jam, you can simply just paste images in. Let me go ahead and just screenshot something, and then I can paste it in, and you can just paste images in, and they're all here, and they're all nicely here, and you can just have them. And the reason you'd want images for your job search is because companies will take down their position listings. So that was one major thing I wanted to solve. The other thing was security. That's why everything here gets encrypted when you save it. The other part of it that I've been working on is the view applications, which lets you go through all your applications, quickly view them. Like if I go to FluBar, I can go ahead, and down here I have one application. I can go ahead and edit it quickly, changing what its status is. Like, oh, my application got flushed, so I'm going to set it to flushed. Or maybe it's something that's not even here. I can set it to other. I can go to application and change something that might have changed, that might need to change. As you can see, I have an image here. I can also go ahead and just straight up open images, all that fun stuff. You have companies that you can open as well, which gives you a nice view. You can open applications. Essentially, just trying to be as hyper-focused and being able to get your stuff entered in as quickly as possible. That's my main goal with this. So yeah, it's basically done. I'd say, first of all, I have a minimum viable product now. I would say you can start using this and it'll be good. I would say the worst part, or the things that I'm still working on, the two things that I'm still working on are the quick stats, which will basically be a way for you to keep track of things that you're going to be entering into a lot of applications at once. Like, oh, what is my email? Every single one of them is going to ask what my email is, even though it's already in the resume. This way you can just have it there, and then you just copy and paste it directly in. But probably the biggest thing that I really want in quick stats are a stats list. Because the stats list, am I going to release it? Yes, this is open source. I have a link to it on my Discord, but I can post it in the chat right now. Give me just a moment. But the quick stats, the big thing is a lot of times they'll ask, what is your skill set? Even though that's on the resume, but it's harder to come up with, oh, these are all the skills that I have. Like, it's easy to think, oh, what email am I using? Oh, I'm using this email. But if someone asks, what is every single thing that you're good at? You leave stuff out. So this gives you a nice place to keep it all in one place, so that way you never forget anything. Let me go ahead and get it. I will say that I have not built a version and put it into the thing as a release, so there's no direct exe yet. But if you would like to get to it, here is a link to it. The stats list would basically be like, what is all of your skills? Like, you know, like for me, it'd be stuff like 3D modeling, Blender, GIMP, Godot, Unity, you know, all these different stats that I have. But yeah, so right now what I'm doing is making it so the viewers update automatically with the editors. Because right now what I have is if you update a company and you have that company's viewer open, that company viewer will automatically update. But there's different types of editors that aren't doing that. So that's what I'm doing right now. So if I go ahead and do application.companyGUID, so if I'm able to get the value, yeah, feel free to use it or edit it if you'd like. Honestly, I've already been able to get a job. I was able to actually find a job to get, but I do want to finish this because I do want to give this back to the open source community. You know, I've been using things like Blender and Godot and GIMP for so long. This is at least my little way of saying thank you. How long have I been working on this? Not that long, honestly. Like, in terms of time, I think I've been working on it maybe a few months. But like I've been working job contracting. So I've not been working on this full time at all. This has been like maybe a few hours every week. So not that long, all things considered. But yeah, I ended up making it because I know that when I started my job search, you know, I was just throwing everything in a spreadsheet and it was like, this, I don't like this. I don't like storing all my passwords on Google Sheets where, you know, I get hacked, I lose a whole bunch of passwords. And granted, they're not important passwords because, oh God, they can sign into my Microsoft Careers account. Oh no! But I mean, I don't want my passwords out there. I just don't want them out there. So having that security, having better images, those were the things I wanted to make with this thing, with this application. And I'm happy I did it. It's also given me the chance to flex my WinForms UI development skills. What? Why is a company viewer 1? Do I already have a company viewer? I can't. Oh, it's because of edit company. I see why. So when you use a switch statement in C#, if you don't put brackets inside of a switch statement, then it will basically leak out context. So since I am using a company viewer right here, since it wasn't in brackets, it was getting confused. All right, so we're going to do that. And then we're going to say, so if we have a company viewer with the company that we have, and that company viewer is not null, in that case, we know we have a company viewer. In this case, we need to update it. So we're going to just say company viewer dot update. No, update values. If I forgot the values on that, I would have been really mad because that would have been really annoying to fix. Really annoying to figure out how I did something wrong. And now we'll well, no, this is the create application. We don't care about applications. I need to update a company if you use a company because then the number of applications that company will have will increase. But you'll never be on an application that doesn't exist. So the vice versa isn't true. Similarly, if you're on an application Well, actually, that's not true. If you're changing a company, the name of the company might change, and the application does use the name of the company. So this actually does need to be edited. How do I figure it out, though? Um, Yeah, we can basically do that. So for each application in home.applications applications. So for each of these, we're going to check if it has the same GUID. If application dot company equals or no dot equals GUID company to edit GUID company to edit GUID. So if this application has the same company, so now we need to basically say, does this have it? Oh wait, no. I think what I need to do is I need to make this a up here. I need to make this public. And the reason I'm making it public is so that way I can access its active applications. Oh wait, no. We need this to be public. Because now what we'll do is we'll actually just go through these. For each application editor, no, viewer, what am I saying? For each application viewer in application viewers, viewer dot active applications dot values if viewer dot company GUID dot equals company to edit dot GUID wait, what? Oh, because it can be null, not negative. If viewer dot company GUID not equal null, well, it's a string, so I can just say string dot is null or empty. So if we know it's not null or empty, and it equals our company GUID, then we want to update it. Update values. There we go. So that's third. Now, if you edit an application, we do need to edit the company. I mean, the amount could decrease or the amount could increase. So let's see. We need to keep track of the old company. I mean, we could really just update all the companies. Skip the middleman. That's lazy though. Wait. No. I'm right. Because this is an application. The application's company GUID can change over time. So I'll say old company GUID equals application to edit company. So for each company viewer in company viewer dot active companies dot values if company viewer dot GUID oh wait, no, I should just use try get. Right, update the values. Now we'll do the same for the new one. to edit dot company. And company viewer is not equal to null. Then we're going to just say company viewer.update values. And now we can do the same thing with the application. If application viewer dot current application, active applications dot try get value, application to edit dot GUID or out application viewer question mark application viewer and application viewer thank you for capitalizing that even though I didn't want you to. Null update values, there we go. And yeah, there we go. So now if we ever update the application, we should be good. So let's move FluBar. So we'll move FluBar to another company. So let's open up TestLink as one application. FluBar has one application. And that application is FluBar. This company is FluBar. And now we'll go ahead and edit it. And this should automatically update everything else. That's the company. I'm dumb. So we change the company. We change it to TestLink. We'll save. So now its company's TestLink. Number of applications is 2. Number of applications is 0. Now it didn't update the application selector, but that's intentional. That's why I have a refresh button down here in the bottom right corner. And that's why it's now yellow. Once I refresh, you can see that it's good. This company is FluBar, number of applications, and it went back to normal. Now if I change the company name from FluBar to FluBar 2 or something, I don't know. The name changed here, and the name changed here. Nice. And then if we create a FluBar application, that should automatically update FluBar as well. Test update. I'll just call it that. I'm not going to fill out the rest of it. And once we save, you can see it refreshes here. and number of applications has increased too. So yeah, all that works. Yeah. And as you can see, all this works. That works. Oh my gosh. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that for tonight. The application viewer is up and running. So yeah, with that, I'd like to say thank you all so much for watching. I'll go ahead and push these changes, and I'll see you guys.